Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast. Tuning in your two favorite Latinos. My name is Hector.
My name is Luis.
And today we have a very special guest.
Germôna.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Okay, so first of all, thanks for coming out.
You got the home.
So you guys, Germôna is a artist.
Yes.
So, Germôna, who is Germôna?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Let's
Let's go there.
there.
Okay, Germôna. Jesus Christ. Okay, Germôna is yeah, hard too. Okay, Germôna is someone who isn't constant. You know.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm always looking for something different. I'm always wanting to do something different, do something to push the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a creative, and I always have creative ideas, and I always like to express my creative ideas through music, through entertainment, period, whether it be music, acting, whatever. I mean, that's Germôna the artist, because that's mostly what I'm doing. Like, I don't really have Germôna the person, just be chilling. I'm kind of bored, so I'm kind of boring, you know what I'm saying?
So you do acting, you do music. So when you're not acting or doing music, what's up with
I'm
Germôna?
watching Golden Girls.
Okay.
Or Naruto. Hello. Or you know, like things, even Teen Titans, or yeah. So that's what I'm doing when I'm eating. Like
Everybody does.
right. So like when I'm not acting or singing, if I'm not running lines, you know, going over my lines constantly, or trying to book myself for different auditions. I'm really just chilling. I'm at the house. I'm watching Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram.
That's good though too,
yeah.
because like when you're acting, I know that a lot of people do that. Like they watch movies to kind of like be
Yes.
analytical of it and be like, hey,
Yeah.
like I like how they did this little part. Or whatever.
Yes.
Is that what you like?
I've noticed that I do that a lot more now.
Really?
A lot of times when you are not really in something heavy, you don't really notice the things that are relatable to what you do. But as I've gotten into this more and more, I noticed that I watch movies with like depth because of the actors.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh snap, like, you know, I see every little thing. Even if I've seen the movie like 1,000 times, now I'm looking at stuff that I never noticed. So it is kind of, you know, you analyze and you catch yourself doing that. So yeah, I try to enjoy what I watch too, instead of trying to sit there and learn constantly. But
Probably that one friend at the party who ruined the whole movie.
yes, I'm like, okay, they couldn't deliver that line right. Like, they better. I do that. Yes, I do.
Just shut up.
Right, like just
Watch the
chill.
movie.
Like, nah, yeah.
Nah, man, that's my shit. So
Right.
we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
So background-wise, where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA.
Okay.
Yep. My father raised me.
Mhm.
I moved down here with him. We initially moved to South Carolina.
Okay.
Then
What part?
South Carolina, Charleston.
Gotcha.
Charleston. Then we moved to Cairo, Georgia, which is right outside of Tallahassee, Florida.
Mhm.
And then he got a job here in North
Yeah.
Carolina. So
Wow.
yeah, so I've been with my father raised me, been with him my whole life. But we are originally from Pittsburgh, PA. I've taken many summer trips back and forth.
Yeah.
Christmas, Thanksgiving. So, you know, it's like home away from home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm a city girl, not like the city girls, but I'm a city girl. and I'm like, you know, a country girl too, and I love the South.
Gotcha.
I love the South.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what's your background as in, because of Germôna, the accent in your name?
So you would have to ask my mom.
Okay.
It's so a lot of people don't know this, and I don't tell a lot of people this, but I'm gonna say this here on y'all show.
Okay.
My first name is Tiffany.
Oh.
So it's Tiffany
now you know.
Germôna. Yeah, now you know. So it's Tiffany Germôna. But I've been going by Germôna since I was in high school. So since I was at Southern High.
You went to Southern?
Yes, I went to Southern Durham High. What's up? Yes, I went to Southern High. But yeah. I've been going by Germôna ever since high school.
Gotcha.
And it is a little bit more, as far as entertainment purposes go, it's a little bit more appealing.
Of course,
And it's,
yeah.
you know, a little bit more exotic. And I like
Yeah,
it.
It has a good ring to it.
Yeah, it stands
It has
out.
Yeah, it does stand out.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like Tiffany, oh.
Right. Yeah, everybody named
And then
Tiffany.
Germôna. yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like,
So,
you know, who's Germôna?
yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So I like, you know, but I go by Tiff. You know, my first name is Tiffany.
Well, your close relatives call you that.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes, my dad and sister,
Uh-huh.
you know, my homie, the close friends or whatever,
The
but
homies.
the homie. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and I don't really like to be called Tiffany, but it is what it is. You know what I'm
You
saying?
put it out there now.
Yeah, I put it out there now, so you know, I'm gonna get a lot of people like, "Hey, Tiffany, what's right?"
A couple years when this platform blows up, like you're gonna be regretting that.
It's like, what's good, Tim? What's good? Yeah. So my background, though, I am Geechee. So from the islands of South Carolina, it's like right on the Georgia coast in the islands of South Carolina, and it derives from New Orleans Creole.
Oh, okay.
So my family,
That's cool.
yeah, it is cool. So I don't know if you guys are pretty young. I don't know if you ever heard of a show called Gullah Gullah Island.
That sounds
On
That sounds
Nickelodeon.
familiar.
Yeah, so it was
Is it animated?
it's not. It's half and half. So back in the day on Nickelodeon, it was popping.
Okay.
It was a show called Gullah Gullah Island. Look it up, Gullah Gullah Island, and it's based around the Geechee people because that's the language that we speak. Gullah. It's based around the Geechee people, and
You wanna throw some gilly out there for us?
it's rusty. It's rusty.
You put her on the spot.
Right, I know. You want me to speak Gullah and everything?
Give us what you got. Give us
My dad, I wasn't raised in that. Not saying that, you know, there was some type of like.
Are both your mom and dad?
No, it's my dad's background.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my dad's background. My mom's actually from LA. So I got a lot going on, but yeah, it's my dad's background, and my grandfather and my grandmother, his mom and dad, they're both, you know, my grandfather's Creole, and then his mom is, you know, Geechee. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's pretty deep, and I do a lot of research because I don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's being erased anyway, so I try to do as much research and try to get as much background as I can, but I do know that much. I do know that my bloodline is that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
None of that, like, what is it? That online, like, find your history and everything. Like,
but you gotta be paying like $1,000, and then they just tell you like you black. Okay, I know that.
Where am I from?
Right, exactly.
What
Like,
cities? Like,
where am I? You know, who my people?
It's interesting. Go ahead.
We always do that.
Yeah, we always do. But go ahead.
I wanted to say, like, have you been, like, acting since high school?
Actually, it started in high school. At Southern High, we were going to do a show called For Color Girls. I'm not sure if you guys know about that production. It was.
It's on your IG,
No, it's not on IG. It's not on my IG, but it's a production
I've heard of it.
that was turned into a movie. Actually, Tyler Perry did
I
it.
know.
Yeah, so it was a production we were going to do called For Color Girls, and I was like in the drama class, and I was so interested, and I was like, ooh, this might be something, you know, besides chorus all the time.
Right.
So,
This is for me.
right, this might be something for me. So I went ahead and auditioned for that, and we were going to do it. Things fell through, we couldn't do it, but I stuck with the drama department, and I ended up being in the drama club, and that just, you know, blossomed. Because I've always been singing. So when I, you know, got a taste of that just blossomed. And it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of practice and a lot of, you know, rehearsing lines and a lot of just like getting the character, capturing the character.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, but it actually started in high school. But I've always been dramatic. Always been dramatic.
Chorus is a lot easier.
Chorus is a lot easier. When you can sing, like, you just like, okay, and then when you blend with other singers,
Yeah, that's what
it's, you know, it's a little bit easier. You still have to, it still calls for you to put your emotions out there, and make sure that you're capturing what you need to capture as far as the feeling of the song.
Of course.
But when you're singing, it's just like, that's what it is. You have it laid out for you. You have that foundation. So acting is a little different because it's just like lights, camera, you.
Yeah.
You're on.
Like you got your own
Yeah.
specific lines.
Yeah.
Say by yourself.
Yep. By yourself.
Nobody's
Just thinking of it, I get stressed.
By yourself.
Yeah.
By yourself. Yeah.
I'd get so nervous.
I
Yeah.
applaud you for that.
Thank
that
you.
Takes like a lot of guts just to stand
It
for
takes a lot of balls, man.
and put emotion and like act like you're in that
Yes.
position, you know?
Especially when motherfuckers don't appreciate. I don't know if I can cuss on y'all show, but especially when people don't appreciate it.
I cuss all the time. Trust me. I always like that. Trust me.
But yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So.
I was gonna say I had an extra question here. I was gonna say, tell us about your. Well, I guess you just did tell us about your first audition, right? In high school.
I mean, yeah, that was. I guess that was like you could say that was like my first audition.
So do you have any stories of like like a big audition that you kind of didn't do the best because you got nervous or something happened?
It was recently.
Okay.
It was like last weekend.
You don't have to tell us for
I ain't gonna tell you who.
Okay.
But I was not prepared because I'm actually learning lines for a show that I'm in currently.
Yeah.
And I was not prepared. And it was a big one. I don't even know if I got it yet. So if I get it, I'll hit y'all up and be like, I got that shit by the skin of my teeth. But yeah, it was pretty much I had to do something. I had to do something on the spot, and it was kind of like, damn, I know I fucked up. But
I know that
the casting, like the directors, they didn't. Their job isn't to really be like, okay, bye. They just smile.
Yeah.
And they keep it moving.
That's fake as fuck.
Yeah. it kind of was like that, and then I messed up the words too. So it was.
Damn.
But just to let everybody know, like, you know, I was still on key.
Yeah,
so I still was on key. And
Did you have to sing?
I had to sing. I had to sing. But it's just that, you know, practice.
Practice makes perfect.
You know, don't ever think that you got it, because you don't. Practice.
Yeah, we're going to make that
think you got it, practice again.
Yes. Oh my goodness, just practice.
There you go.
And I slacked on that. You know, I slipping on my pimping. Because I had a lot of things going on. But when you're serious about something and you say, I'm going to do this, do it. You know, and make sure you prepare yourself for it.
And what college did you say you went to again? You said you went to
So I went back home, and I actually went to Point Park University and Kaplan University.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have a medical background. Ooh. Yeah, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah. Yeah, I can play all the medical roles, right? I could be
Actually get the terminology
exactly.
right.
And tell them like, that ain't right. Let me show y'all something. So yeah,
this is a step.
okay, right. A step. Yes.
Right.
So I have a medical background, but I did all of that. You know, made sure that when I came back to Durham, I actually had something to show for when I was gone. Of course, when I was up there, I still did my singing and my acting stuff, but I was more focused. So I had schooling, so I had to make sure that
you get that done. You know,
priority. Yes. You know, Meg Stallion doing it, so it's not impossible. It's just, you know, it's hard. It's a little difficult, but you know, when you're determined to do it, you can do it.
Definitely. Yeah. So, kind of like, who do you think you got like your artistic side from? Your mom or your dad? Or who do you think influenced you towards?
I think it's a mixture of both. Like I said, I'm dramatic, I'm theatrical. If I was never an actress, people would be like, you should be.
Or something.
Right, or something wrong with you, girl. Like, yeah. My mother she's always been like the theatrics. That just comes naturally, okay? I got that honest. My dad, like, hit the background period on my dad's side, because I know my dad's side more, just because he's raised me. Music was always something that was playing. So it was always a thing, like, you know, in old school music stuff. You know, stuff he grew up on, stuff my grandmother grew up on, you know, so I always would go into his stuff or my grandmother's things, and I would be in the tape cassettes and then the CDs, and I would be listening to all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and I would be feeling it. Like the Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, Sam Cooke, you know what I mean? Who else do I like?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't think I
It's okay. Right, it's okay. You just graduated yesterday, it's alright.
Technically, you did some type of way.
But yeah, like those type of things, like the doo-wop groups and things like that. I always just was once I heard it, I was like, oh, this is the bomb. Like, you know what I mean? And then I always had older cousins who grew up in the 90s. So I was like I was the baby listening to them, listening to Biggie, to the Tupacs, to the Aaliyahs, to the TLCs, to the En Vogue. So I had all of that. It was just like a melting pot of different things that really just sparked my interest in being that, being an entertainer, and just, being fly. Because every time I would see them, those artists, I was like, this shit is so fly. That is so dope. Like, that is,
I want to be
yes, I want to be that. Like, you know what I mean? So all of that just not necessarily being on stage or being put on stage when I was younger, but just having that influence.
Gotcha. And do you have do you currently have a favorite production or acting role that you've had? Like one of your favorite ones? Or your favorite one?
I can't really say a favorite one. Currently, I'm in Still Magnolia, and I'm playing Truvy, who was played by Dolly Parton. And that was like the main character. But I can say the most interesting, because I've had a lot of different roles. The most interesting role I played was a man.
Really?
Yeah, at Raleigh Little Theater, and I played Eddie McCoy from Blood and Sun.
Gotcha.
No, actually, because usually you do. So it's no makeup, no nails, hair's not done, and it's just very bare, very raw.
Gotcha.
It was Black Box Theater, which a lot of my fellow actors know. Black Box Theater is more intimate. So it's like the walls are black, floor is black. You have the stage, and like things are set up, but it's more intimate. The audience is more near, more close. Raleigh Little Theater is on State's campus. It's like one block off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, one block off of State's campus. And it was called Blood Done Sign My Name.
I know.
Yep. They have some really good productions. They do Cinderella every year, every Christmas. But yeah, it was called Blood Done Sign My Name. It was a true story based on a movement down here in Oxford, North Carolina. And I played Eddie McCoy, which was a real character, and he actually came to see me twice. So no pressure.
That's
right.
That's crazy.
So, and we actually worked very closely with the playwright, Mike Wiley. He's a big name as far as playwrights and productions down in the area. And it was interesting to not be a woman, to not have those things that you were taught.
Gotcha, yeah.
Just thrown out the window, because every time I would have to catch myself in rehearsal, I would cross my legs and I would sit up and I would be, and that's just something that, young ladies are taught, as they get older.
You gotta be like,
cross your legs.
What's up?
Yeah, and I had to be like, okay, right. Like I had to be like, open leg, like jeans all the time, and I had to slouch a little bit just to get into that mode every night.
That character.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That kind of leads into the question that I had. Like, what type of actor do you consider yourself? Like, method actor? Like, I know there's like 3 or 4 other ones. I tried to look it up last night, but the names are so complicated.
I don't even, what's interesting though, I don't really pay attention to those, because once I start paying attention to like method acting and stuff like that, I think I start to adapt and I lose me.
Would you say that you're limiting yourself?
Yes, I would, because I like range. I like to consider myself to have range.
You don't want to get boxed.
Yeah, like I don't want to always play a damsel in distress. I don't want to always play the cute girl. I don't always want to play the comedian, the funny girl, the sidekick. You know what I mean? I want to be able to play all of those roles, but I don't want to play those roles all the time. So I would consider myself to be an actor or an actress who has range and who's constantly learning. Because that's what I was doing. I take roles where I've been a drug dealer or a drug addict.
Oh shoot!
Child. I've never done drugs. I've never dealt drugs. So that's a reach for me. And action. I like action roles where I can fight.
Hey.
Never been kung fu. I don't know kung fu. I don't know martial arts. I don't know none of that. But I like to learn those things.
Wow.
And I played a man. And now I'm playing an old Southern white lady. So you gotta add your twist.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, How do you get into character for that?
Actually for Eddie McCoy, I did a lot of research as far as his voice, as far as his mannerisms. He say things like, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying? Like he used to always say that, and I would catch on to that because it was in the script, and the way he said it, I have to say it that way because it's just like that's his thing. That's him. That's how you know it's him, right? So it's just like exactly. So if nothing else, if nothing else that I say on this stage, I would have to at least say that to the point where they'll be like, damn, that's Eddie McCoy, that's him. So yeah.
Is that like a usual thing for like actors? Like they have like a resume somewhere online of the things they say for your research?
No, it's just like Eddie McCoy, the person, the actual person, after the civil rights, after they did what they did in Oxford, and I would suggest everyone goes and look that up.
What I'm kind of curious. You got me hooked on that. What type of movement was it?
Okay, so it was Dickie Marrow. He was a young man who just came back from Vietnam. Eddie McCoy had just came back from Vietnam.
History class.
Yeah, just
there you go.
And he was killed by a white man. In Oxford. The guy is still living. Yeah, he's very active. He's very active as far as community things in the area.
We can only imagine.
So yeah, Dickie Marrow, of course, is no longer here, but he was killed by this white man because apparently he said something to the white man's daughter or niece or stepdaughter or daughter-in-law. I'm sorry. When approached about it, Dickie Marrow really didn't back down. And I guess, there's a lot of confrontation, or there's a lot of misconceptions about what happened to lead up to him getting shot. But he ended up shooting him, and at the time, Oxford didn't have hospitals like we have here. We always had Duke here, but Duke was far away. And Oxford had a little hospital, something like a clinic.
A community.
Yeah, and not to treat wounds such as shotgun wounds. So when they finally did get him to Duke, he passed away. But yeah, that was something that sparked a movement, and without saying too much, it sparked the black people in the town of Oxford to do things and to protest in a way, whether it be maybe vandalism. Who knows? I don't think vandalism. But maybe vandalism and just protest from walking from Oxford to Raleigh to speak with the city council. That's far.
That is far.
They walked. That's far with a donkey. So the donkey had a carriage and it was pulling certain people, like Dickie Marrow's wife and things like that. But that was a trip to walk and protest against racial tensions at the time. So there's also a movie out about it called Blood Inside My Name. And you
gotta watch it.
Yeah, now you gotta watch it.
Is it on Netflix?
It might be. Matter of fact,
Right here.
yeah, it might be. I'm sure it's definitely on YouTube. You can rent it on. It's years old, but it might be on Netflix. I ain't never thought about it. But yeah, it was just a movement that happened. This is the same time. It didn't get as much play or it didn't get much attention because this is the same time as the Kent State shooting. And everything else was going on in Greensboro, the sit-in. So a lot, so Oxford, that little town, Oxford, really didn't get as much attention, but it should have because someone lost their life over, hate. Yeah, so. Yeah, I advise everyone to go look that up. We were the world premiere. It was a world premiere at Raleigh Little Theater. We were the first actors ensemble to actually do that because usually it's a one-man show done by Mike Wiley. But we were the first to bring it to Raleigh, and it was moving. We had all sold-out shows. We had a lot of different political people come and check us out. We had the cousins and the family members and the the wives and the husbands of all the characters come. It was
That's
an
awesome.
experience. It was definitely
That's
interesting.
really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out. And that was my most interesting role to play.
It's funny. It's
That
like
would have been,
Yeah.
it would have been funny if like the person that was like had a role in the movie, like the real person that came in and like, how did they know that?
Right, exactly. Like it was.
How did they watch that?
Exactly. Like it was constantly and it was interesting because the script constantly changed. Like even the day before the night before we went on. That's kind of like the bittersweet part of having the playwright actually there with you because they wrote the play. That's their production, so they know how they hear it. You know what I'm saying? How it's supposed to move. And sometimes they're like, I don't like that, so I'm gonna change this monologue to this. And
The day of.
The day of. Yeah,
that
the
is
day
crazy,
of.
man.
The day of.
Yo.
But that's to that's to say, that's you give a lot of credit to the actors when that happens. Because because you learn these long monologues and these lines and then they're like, nah, let's scrap it. And then when we scrap it, let's bring something else back. But I love Mike Wiley. And I love the production.
Don't question it.
Yeah, don't question it. Don't question it. Just do it. But we pulled it out and it was great. We had an extension. It lasted about a month and a half. All together with rehearsals, it was about 3.5 months. So it was really hard work, but it was worth it.
So how long is rehearsal on average?
It depends on the really depends on the director, but usually directors do rehearsals like, let's say I'm gonna do rehearsal. We're gonna do Monday through Saturday, and then let's say Monday through Friday rehearsal will be from 6 to 10. And then on Saturday, rehearsals will be from 10 to 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
6 a.m.
It's a lot, though. That's what, 4 hours per day? 5 times a
Yeah. And then the Saturday, our weekend rehearsals will probably be like 10 in the morning to like 2 or 3 p.m. And you probably have one day off. Out of your 7 days, you probably have one. Probably. Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's a lot, but you don't see it like that when you like doing it. You love doing it. So, but you do be like, Lord have mercy.
Like, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, right? Like I'm fucking hungry.
So they don't provide for food on
They
weekends?
do, but they don't do it every. It's not something that's consistent. Like if you want to eat, you can bring your own things. A lot of times you cannot bring food into the house anyway. The house is staged. But you can bring your little water, your little snacks, and that's about it. You know, that's about it.
At least you get something.
Yeah, you get something.
You get something.
But some directors they'll do that for you. But most don't, so please don't expect, craft services to pull up and y'all eat it. I mean, that's just what it is. And usually on the usually I know Ride a Little Theater. Usually on the last day of the show, they will cater for all the actors and crew and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
We getting there.
Yeah, we getting there. Right. Like no lobster. You might get like Moe's or something, but
That's still good.
that's still good. Yeah.
But I mean, it might,
It keeps you hungry.
Yeah, it keeps you hungry.
Keeps you hungry, keeps you on point on stage. So
Yeah.
Now, I saw that from your Instagram that you're part of an agency.
Yeah.
Right? So you
Yeah.
want to talk
Tell us
about
about that.
working with
Yeah,
that agency, how it's like, and how it's like, how it's progressed over the time period that you've been with them.
Right. So KU Talent Agency is an agency that I was introduced to by word of mouth. I actually did a video for a artist out here named Miles Travis, and the production company who did his video asked me if I had an agent because her name's Katie Martin. I actually know of her through acting. And she asked me if I had an agent, and I said no, but I'm looking for one, and it just happened like that. So it was word of mouth. KU Talent Agency is really, really, really good. They get a lot of. They're one of the top agencies on the Southeast region.
Yeah.
They get a lot of work for their clients. I'm not sure if you guys seen the new Sabrina on Netflix. Like, I love that show. It's the mom.
I've heard about that.
Yes, please watch it. Oh my gosh.
I've seen like I went to the website and I scrolled to the bottom and I saw like the movies and series they worked with.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
Yes.
They worked with Stranger Things.
Yeah,
like,
Stranger
all
Things.
These big productions. I'm like,
Yep.
wow, that's
They work
crazy.
a lot of. They get a lot of. They get their clients a lot of work. The girl who is the young person, say that, who is on Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
You guys haven't seen it, but they are. Their character is basically like a boy, but she was born a girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's the character. That character or that actress actually got that job through Katie's talent agency. So
Crazy.
that is,
Crazy.
that gives you a lot of hope. Morale is high, and so it's like, that's dope. You know what I mean? So a lot of their clients, they just do it. They got me auditions for Greenleaf and Queen Sugar. Yeah, no. So that, I mean, I love them. That, you know what I'm saying? I love them. So they are
You
really.
watch Queen Sugar?
I've seen a few episodes. I've never really watched Greenleaf.
I love this show, man. I love Queen Sugar. Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I've never seen Greenleaf, but I've watched a few episodes of Queen Sugar because I have a friend who loves Queen Sugar.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, let me check this out.
So,
Right, let's see what you talking about.
about.
So yeah, I see,
This show gonna be sweet.
Exactly, okay?
Sugar.
Queen Sugar better be something. But yeah, they got me auditions with them, and just by that alone, that was like my first big auditions with them, and I hadn't been with them too long. So I was like, oh yeah, they're serious about their business, and it's not no underhanded. I've been through a lot of different people management agencies and things like that, where you're just skeptical and you have to really do your research, and then you find out that they're not what they say they're about. KU Talent Agency is not like that at all. They tell you up front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's up to you on how you're going to work. It's really you. If you want to work, if you want the work, it's going to be there for you. But if you don't go out for it, we can't do much for you. And they also book a lot of local commercials. Yeah, like Cheerios, and they've done things for the hospitals. Yeah, they working.
They working.
They are working. Yes, so I would definitely suggest it for any up and coming actor.
Are their headquarters in the area?
Their headquarters are in the area. Here in Raleigh, actually.
Knock on their door.
Right. They actually do a lot of things. They have their auditions and their meetings at a dance agency here in Raleigh. That's right off of Durley Road. So when they announce that they're doing meetings and stuff like that, or they're doing auditions, they'll let you know, like, come here to come see us.
So you have to do an audition just to be part of the agency.
Yeah, you have to audition.
And they came up to you and were like, "What's up?"
I mean, not really, no, because I still had to audition, and it was word of mouth. It was like a friend, literally, the ladies who own it, one of them are friends with the Miss Katie Martin, who I was doing the video production with. So she was like, I have 2 people, check them out, because you're the bomb. And I was like, well, I tried. And so I did that. I emailed. I did the necessary. I took the necessary steps. It's not like I just got it, because if I didn't go for it, I wouldn't have gotten it. But I took the necessary steps and ended up having got booked for the audition.
Gotcha.
And that's how it happened. You know what I mean?
And
So
that's what you call networking.
and that's what you call
Universe lined up.
Okay.
Networking.
Hello,
There you go.
networking.
That
Yes.
universe is lining up for you.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
happy for you. That's awesome.
Um,
Do you have any other questions?
Do you have any more?
I was gonna say, well, I guess for as long as you've been in the agency, how long have you seen, like, how have you seen your work progress?
Well, that goes back to me, and I'm gonna get on myself a little bit.
Work ethic?
Yeah, that goes back to the work ethic, like I was talking about, and how they let me know, like, it's all up to you what you book. They will give you, and they will put out for you, like, this is my client, and this is, I feel like they would be great for this role. But it's up to you to go to these auditions. It's up to you to turn in the video auditions to the agency so that they can get it to the other client. But all in all, because I'm mainly doing my theater thing and I'm just really trying to cut it down the middle with independent filming and stuff like that, I go more for the theater as of right now. I do, right now, I'm like 30-40% film, just because I have a production company that I'm working with called Easy Day Production. What's up, y'all? But Easy Day Production, and yeah, shout out, big shout out. And they're doing their thing, so I'm working with them. But anytime KU Talent Agency gives me something, and I'm like, I can definitely go and do that, I go for it. If I'm unable to, it's usually because I'm in a show for theater. So
I'm guessing you're a full-time actor, right?
Somewhat, you know, I still have a job.
It's getting there.
It's getting. Oh my God, I want it to get there. I still have a job, and I still keep the time, like, you know, from 9 to 5 or whatever. Make sure that my pockets are lined with money, so that I can pay for this acting shit. But yeah, I think that, you know, the opportunities are definitely there. I go for them as best as I can. But I think the glow up is there.
Yeah,
I think it's.
sure.
I think
I
I've.
feel it too.
Yeah. I've grown with the. I've grown a lot since doing Blood Inside My Name, and that was just last April.
Is that horror clip on your Instagram?
No, that.
When you're getting like dragged?
Oh my God. Okay, that is called.
I was like, what is this?
That is called The Naughty List, and it was just a clip done by Easy Day Productions.
By Santa Claus.
Yeah, like that. Okay, getting him up. But yeah, it was done by Easy Day Production, and it was directed by Steph Perry, and Easy Day Production is his company, and he did that.
Is he like Tyler Perry's cousin or something?
Nah, he doesn't even really. He doesn't even really like. Never mind. But anyway, we'll talk about that off camera. But yeah, he's great. I'm learning production from him, like behind the camera, because I've always been interested in that. But I'm learning stuff from him as far as like the action that I like, the fighting scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And as far as how to make things look on the camera. But yeah, we did, it's called The Naughty List. It was just a clip. It was just some content that he felt he wanted to release on the website.
Oh, so there's not more than that?
There is. It's on YouTube.
Oh,
And you can look at it.
It's
on,
like
yeah.
not a full length movie.
It's not like a
short
full length. Yeah, it's like a little short film.
Okay.
It's definitely like a short film, but the short film is definitely like, I had fun shooting it. So, I mean, Santa Claus goes and just annihilates
On a murder-
everybody.
murder
Right.
spree.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's-
gosh. So that little clip was just something like behind the scenes type of deal. But if you guys go on YouTube.com, look up Easy Day Entertainment, Easy Day Production, you can see the clip. You can see the short clip. And it's called The Naughty List, and it's the bomb. I love it. So it was fun because, like I said, I like being thrown around and fighting and beating and smacking and kicking and stuff.
Right.
So it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gotcha. Just to start wrapping it up a little
Mhm.
bit, usually what we like the guests to do is leave Pioneer Nation with a question, quote, anything.
Oh,
What do you want to leave them with?
I got the wrong one.
Right.
What do I want to leave you with? I want to say for anyone in the area doing filmmaking or filmmakers, production, whatever, theater, singing, whatever, go for it. You know, you always should remember that if you never go for it or if you never do it, then it just, it doesn't happen. It just dies. So always hone into your craft. If you got it and you like, I know I can do it, I know I can do this, go for it.
Don't go for it.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
Just go for it. I mean, we have the opportunities out here. There's always someone who is probably trying to do the same thing that you're doing and could always compliment you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, this podcast is an example of that. You
Cross
know,
promotion.
yeah, like you just, you know, I can't get behind the camera yet and actually film things the way I want to film them or the way I see it in my head, but I know that I have people behind me who can do it. I can always get in front of the camera for someone who can't act and who can't express how they feel, but they can write it down, and I can look at those words and I can express it through my creativity. So, you know, always just go for it. That's what I say. Always go for it. Try to reach for something. Make yourself happy. It's always, you know, make yourself happy.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Quote of the day.
Yes.
Always make yourself happy. But thank you guys for tuning in once again to the Bull City Pioneers podcast. Plug. So where can they find you?
So on Instagram it is _Germôna, so _GERMONA_. So _Germôna_. And then on Facebook, Germôna Sharp.
There you go.
Yep.
Go watch some short films.
Yes, go watch those short films and come see me live at the theater shows.
Do you have a shoot come?
I do. So at the end of this month, the 20th through the 29th, I will be at Forest Moon Theater, and I am going to be in the production of Steel Magnolias. I play Truvy. So come on out and check that out.
Check it out.
Yes, please check it out.
Please check it out. Do you have any other shows that you want them to check out?
Yeah, I have there's a show September 8th at Burning Coal, 2:30 p.m. called The Wanting Hours. It's a stage read. You can come and check us out. That's in Raleigh as well at Burning Coal Theater, 2:30 p.m. September 8th.
Well, the episode might already be out by then, though, actually.
Oh!
But today's the 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be out.
Dang.
Like the 10th or so, yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, girl, we missed it.
It's like we missed it.
Right, what are you talking about?
If you have like a banner or like a post about it, we post it.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I really want to come see Steel Magnolias, though. That's because I'll be.
Yeah.
That's what I really want y'all to see, you know.
Right.
So.
Gotcha. But you can find us at Bull City Pioneers on all streaming platforms, Instagram. We don't have Snapchat, but we do also have. Wait, we don't have Twitter. Never mind, we don't have Twitter. We don't have Twitter. Forgot we don't have Twitter yet. But how I said, you guys, thank you once again for tuning in to the Bull City Pioneers. Once again, I want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Okay, the homies.
Yeah. And what's up?
Station head.
Station Head. Thank you, Station Head listeners, for listening. And also thank you, Station Head, for letting us be ambassadors of the platform Station Head. I said, thank you guys for watching. And I'm Luis.
I'm Hector.
I'm Germôna.
And we'll see you next time, all right? Thank you.